King of Zambia, proud and free, land of wake and joy in unity, victors in the struggle for their right. We've won freedom's fight. Oh, one, strong and free. Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with and blessed by God's good hand. Let us, O our people, join as one, brothers under the sun. Oh, one, strong and free. One land and one nation is our cry. Dignity and peace in Zambia's sky, like a noble eagle in its flight. Zambia, praise to thee. Oh, one, strong and free. Praise be to God. Bless our great nation. Free men we stand under the flag of our land. Zambia, praise to thee. Oh, one, strong and free. We may be seated. The guest of honor, sir, Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya, MP, Minister of Transport and Communications, senior government officials present, the National Council and staff of the Zambia Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, Zambia Chartered Institute and Logistics and Transport corporate and individual members. Special recognition to TAKING, Truckers Association of Zambia, Petroleum Transporters Association of Zambia, Logistics and Transport Associations, all stakeholders present, members of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this year's annual general meeting for the Zambia Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. We are here at the Mulungushi International Conference Center in Mosotunya Hall. You are welcome, and the compliments of the season to you all. My name is Colonel Victor Ikoa from Army Headquarters. I'm a chartered member. I'll be directing the program. The program will be a compressed one. You may realize that last year we took 2 days in our AGM, but today we should do everything lined up on the program just today. We planned that by 1600 hours thereabout, we should have wound up. And our program immediately I finish running through, we'll listen to obituaries and apologies if we have tendered any official apologies. Obituaries, you may remember that we lost some of our members, and we shall observe a moment of silence for those two departed colleagues. At the end of those obituaries, we have welcoming remarks by the Zambia Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport President. He will in turn invite the Honorable Minister to deliver his speech. We'll see if we could take a quick break after the Honorable's speech, and the time allowing, we may request to have some very quick photo session with the guest of honor. When we resume, the meeting proper starts with consideration and adoption of the minutes of the 2019 AGM. And of course, we'll look at matters arising from those minutes. This will be followed by the President's report, and then the Honorary Treasurer will lead us in the presentation of audited Z-sealed accounts. That will see us into lunch. We hope that by 1400 we'll have presentations, tacking at the first lined up to do their presentation, then the Truckers Association of Zambia, TAZ, Petroleum Transporters Association of Zambia, will be the last to present. Thereafter, we'll have a declaration of an open campaign or open campaigns for one trustee position by the President. Then there will be that validation of the nominations for the election participants to take place just on the sidelines, outside, if you like, or within the conference, but outside the better. And thereafter, the elections. Announcement of results will follow, and then we'll close. Of course, through a prayer and the national anthem. Perhaps before I invite the Honsek, Kenny Osmukanga retired, to do the obituaries, let me cover the part for apologies. Mr. Michael Mpeta is not with us. Mr. Vincent Linyama, Mr. Chipua, Mr. Kennedy Mutawa, and Mr. Michael Lungo. These 5 members of the Institute are not with us due to other commitments. So before I invite the Honsek for the obituaries and the moment of silence, just say a few ground rules. To request the members that you put your phones on vibration, or you could as well switch them off if they are a difficult type. And the geography of this location is very simple and straightforward. We're in the main hall here. In my direction, that corridor to your right will lead you to the conveniences. First, the ladies' door to the left. As you go to the right, the ladies' door to the left, and then followed by the gents. And remember that there is a microphone in front of you. When you have time to speak, you press on the microphone. There's a switch button just below the speaker of your microphone. You speak, and when you are finished speaking, you turn it off. Let's observe time, even in the way we present, and our manner of speech should come as professionals without unnecessary inclusions. Thank you very much, the guest of honor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is now my honor and privilege to invite the Honsek to just give us those obituaries for the 2 departed colleagues. The Honsek, sir. just before the ONSEC comes over. This number that we are here is by default, so to speak, because of the COVID. So we have that limitation of how many of us should be able to meet. Other colleagues are monitoring us, and they will be able to phone in to make their contributions on the deliberations of the meeting. So we are good to go. We shouldn't think that we haven't made a quorum. We are set. Thank you.
The Honorable Minister, sir, members of the National Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you to present our eulogies for our two departed members of our profession who passed on this year on 28th February 2020 and 21st August 2020 respectively. Before I actually read the obituaries, I would like to ask you to stand and observe a minute of silence. We may get seated. Your Honorable Minister, sir, I stand here to read the eulogy for a beloved professional, Mr. Enoch Muwadi Shibata, who passed on the 28th July 2020. Fellow mourners, I'm representing the Zambia Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport on behalf of the President of the Institute, the National Council, management and staff of the Institute, and the general membership. I would like to convey our heartfelt condolences to the deceased family and friends. This morning, we have gathered to mourn and bury our fellow professional. We have lost a co-worker and friend. To the family, we have lost a brother, a father, a son, and a loved one. The death of Mr. Enoch Shibatu will affect us deeply as professional body. Like many of the suit professionals, I got to know Mr. Shibatu through our studies for logistics and transport and our interaction throughout our professional body where he was a passionate professional and great colleague. And I know I speak for all of his fellow beloved professionals when I say how much he will be missed. I'm glad to have the opportunity to share just a few of my memories of Mr. Shivatu. He was a jovial professional who spared time frequently to find out progress being made at our secretariat in advancing the profession. He was always prepared to give a hand, something I've been grateful for myself on numerous occasions during our studies and our work as professionals. Just having Mr. Shivatu around made you feel better, whatever the challenge, and we all got to know his quick smile and every ready word of encouragement. Mr. Shivatu's legacy. On a personal level, every one of us who knew Mr. Shivatu and worked alongside him, whether things were going well or bad, we would remember him with great affection. When all is said and done, however much you like your work or profession, it's the people that you meet in it that really matter, and colleagues and fellow professionals like Mr. Shivatu are something very special. You don't come across many of them, and you do, and when you do, they leave a lasting impression. Mr. Enoch Mowad Shivatu, we are really going to miss you. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Honorable Minister, I'm again privileged to read another eulogy for our departed professional, retired Colonel S.J. Murusa. Retired Colonel S.J. Murusa passed on the 21st August 2020. Fellow mourners, once again, I'm representing the Institute and all the membership. On behalf of the National Council, management and staff of the Institute, and the General Suite membership, I would like to convey our heartfelt condolences to the deceased family and friends. This morning we have gathered once more to mourn and bury one of our senior civil professionals. Mr. Kano Murusa was a chartered fellow and a very experienced logistician. He spent most of his life in the Zambia Army under the logistics directorate. He served in several capacities in the military, especially in the field of transport and logistics. I'm glad to have an opportunity to share just a few of my memories of the late Kano Murusa. I'll just run through quickly just on a few of actually the memories of the late Colonel Murusa. Colonel Murusa served under the Silt Council in several positions, and he was one of our examiners in the Silt programs. Apart from that, Colonel Murusa also held the chairmanship of the disciplinary committee under the Silt Council. He will really be missed. His vast experience cannot be matched. However, because as human beings we have no power and control over when God's call comes, we will just say the senior professional will be missed. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you very much, the Honorary Secretary. The guest of honor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you of course captured that that was the message from the Z-Silt that was delivered at the loss of those two professionals. However, we meant to pick a few extracts of what those two departed colleagues stood for in the Zambia Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. At this point in time, I will hasten to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, to pay a little more attention as I invite the President of the Zambia Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport to do his welcoming remarks, and he will do at the same time his speech or President's report, if you like. Sir, President Sir, may I invite you, sir, to deliver your speech. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Minister, sir, we would wish to welcome you most sincerely to our Zambia Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport annual general meeting for the year 2020. Honorable Minister, sir, it is a privilege that you've actually come as our patron to grace this memorable occasion of the AGM. The guest of honor, Honorable Mtotwe Kafwaya, MP, and Honorable Minister of Transport, our Director of Ceremonies, any other government officials that may be present, the National Council and staff of the Zambia Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, Zambia Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, corporate and individual members, all logistics and transport associations, all stakeholders that may be present, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Minister, sir, as a National Council, we really appreciate your support and efforts that you've helped us amidst the difficult time in which we have the COVID-19 pandemic. Honorable Minister, sir, you may wish to note that as a country, it has really been a difficult time and also for the entire world in terms of logistics, considering that logistics is the driver of all economies locally and globally. A lot of commodities have been failed to be shipped. Some have been shipped not in time. And being in the world of logistics, along the supply chain, it is very cardinal that time is observed when various supplies need to be shipped or need to reach from origin to destination. In this case also, especially things like perishable goods and also medicines for our hospitals. Apart from our professionals playing various major roles in the distribution of various essential goods, they are also right now involved in the distribution of vaccines for this same COVID-19 virus. I wish to also further say that I will give an overview of the performance of the Institute in 2019 and also many other challenges that may have been faced in our performance. And I think the bulk of our report, Honorable Minister Sir, will come from the Treasurer's report to just give us how the financials have done so far. Drawing from the legal mandate of the Zambia Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, Act number 4 of 2014, we are a Zambia Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport anchored on 3 strategic focus areas. And these areas are about membership growth, promotion of professionalism in logistics and transport, and also the increase of our revenue base. When we look at the strategic focus areas, our performance was as follows. We grew our membership from 1,163 in 2018 to 1,398 in 2019, which represented a growth rate of 20%. And Honorable Minister Sir, this growth has been attributed to various mutual relationships with key stakeholders, such as transport associations and institutions that are key to the cause, such as the Road Transport and Safety Agency and many other organizations. Further, the Institute has been steadily witnessing the rise of compliance levels due to the sensitization that we've been undertaking as an institute, and also inspections that have continued to be undertaken by the Secretariat. Honorable Minister Sir, you may wish to note that we've continued to gain popularity as an institute, and we want to continue to implement various strategies that are aimed at growth membership. We would like to work strategically, but also aggressively, to bring on board professionals working in various supply chains, logistics chains, and other transport chains that may not be in compliance with the Zambia Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport Act. Honorable Minister Sir, I'm glad to report that in 2019, we had an increase in revenues from 3,289,730 to 3,506,939. There was a growth in our asset base from 3 million to 3.3 million. It's also gratifying to note, sir, that the various challenges being faced by the Institute, we still have proceeded to grow and overcome whatever challenges that we may have. The key highlights that I would wish to give that we held in 2019 are that we had extraordinary meetings in May and June in order for us to provide governance direction and control of the Institute. Further professionalism, there is that challenge of trying to make Others understand why there is such an act. Others understand why we need to do certain things for us to run effectively. But sir, you being our patron and you also being in the political leadership, I think it would be important that you also be the bearer of the word and carry us forward as an institute that we run in a professional manner as opposed to just running this particular sector. You may wish to note that also when you look at our budget in government, you will note that part of the larger percentages come from the running of transport. These costs come from the operation of transport. These costs come from the remuneration that is given to other transport professionals. So definitely it's a field that should be run carefully. It's a field that should be run by professionals in order for us to have a resultant of a cost-effective transport system in the country, which then has a ripple effect of the saved costs to be channeled to other various sectors like health, education, as a country. Honorable Minister, having said this, we would like to also urge you, sir, that we are an institute with the motto of stronger together, and we